Alright guys, this is L Smooth, and I guess as you can see right here, just kind of moving the camera along, just giving you an overview of my figures. Will Ultimate Factor already did his video, so I figure I'd go ahead and do mine. Just kind of moving this along kind of quick right now because, you know, it's just pretty much just kind of spaced out. I'm just kind of give you a quick overview, but I'm going to go ahead and go into some small details on some of the figures. Pretty much, I should have did this like a long time ago because now I passed my figures on to my son, and some of them he did kind of like get into. So there's like some parts and stuff that are missing out of the figures. At one point in time, I was considering taking these figures, and I was just going to go ahead and, I don't know, keep them boxed up for collection purposes, but I just broke down and just broke them open because for those who knew me for a while, when I stayed with my moms, I used to keep these standing in place, you know, for display purposes. And everybody would come downstairs and be like, oh my God, dude, man, your collection is just phenomenal, or, you know, it's amazing and stuff. So I got kicks out of that, you know, everybody seeing my collection was just like, you know, it's so amazing. But enough of all that. I'm just going to get right down to some of these figures. This section over here that I'm moving the camera around is my DBZ movie figures. These are like my pride and joys. This is like one of the things that was so hard to give up to, but you know, like I said, it's my little boy, and I figured eventually I was going to go ahead and pass this on. But some of my favorites that stand out of the movie figures, of course, is the Super Saiyan ones. Actually, my favorite one of all of them, I will definitely say, is this one right here, the Super Saiyan 3. At the time when I bought this, it was actually from this website that is selling it for like about 50 bucks. So yeah, I actually paid $50 for this figure. But it's so rare and it's so hard to find nowadays. If you try looking for it online, you're 9 times out of 10 going to pay like at least about close to $300 for that figure right there, because it's just such a rare item now. It's about as rare as they had this the first set of the movie edition figures of the DBZ. They had this, I want to say, Goku Battle Damage, which is similar to this one right here. This is also one of my favorite ones, except the damaged one, he had like no top gi, like there was no shirt whatsoever, and the color of his hair was darker. But anyway, that one was a very rare item itself. It still is. One of the other ones that I was trying to find was, I was able to get this one, which is, of course, the Meta Cooler. But I wanted to get Cooler in his first form. His first form, I always thought that was just pretty badass. So hard to get. If I try to go online and get it, they're probably going to want to get about $300 out of me, and I'm not going to go that far into it. So, other ones, Boo. Once again, another one. This is another rare item right here. I'll pick him up. Super Boo. This is like one of my favorite ones also. And of course, right next to him, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or I should say Gogeta, excuse me. And that's like one of my favorite ones and stuff. Like, I saw it and I had to have it. Then, you know, of course, you got Android, Vegito, Super Trunks over here. Then you have standard Future Trunks, Goku in his spacesuit, Krillin spacesuit. You know, like I said, excuse me for moving the camera fast. This is another one of my favorites. This Broly. This Broly is pretty awesome. I like the detail that they put into this figure. Pretty huge character also, you know, action figure wise. And what you don't see here is I actually do have like more boxes of action figures. at my mother's house. And this figure right here, pick this up again. This figure right here, actually, I have another one. At the time, Funimation, when they had the Z store, of course, they had a variant Broly, which I do have, still boxed up. Kind of, to me, some cheap gold color in his hair, so to speak. It's like they spray painted on there or whatever. But for the most part, it's supposed to be kind of a rare item now, so I do have that still boxed up. So hopefully that's going to worth some money, in the future, a lot of money. So I'm going to keep that one definitely in the box. Okay, so we move over here, and I'm just kind of just slowly moving the camera. And, of course, Marvel Legend figures. Of course, right here, Ben Affleck, Daredevil movie figure. The only Thor figure that I was able to get was this one. And just I always thought this was interesting because looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thought it was always pretty cool or whatever. So, he's like one of my favorite figures and stuff just because he's got that Arnold Schwarzenegger look and stuff. Be pretty cool if he was Thor or whatever back in the day. Of course, you gotta have Cap. Can't go wrong with Cap. Got to have Cap. I like this Mr. Sinister because in a comment that I posted the other day, I was telling Will that I burnt my old Mr. Sinister figure because I just thought he just sucked so bad. I got sick of looking at him, so I set him on fire when I was a kid. This one definitely makes up for it. It's one of my favorite figures. Cool. This Bishop is actually pretty cool. Got the detail, like the angry face, he got his guns and everything jumping off, so pretty cool character. 60s Spider-Man, retro, you can't go wrong with that, like this figure. And we move over here, got some Yu Yu Hakusho jumping off. The difference between these two right here is one of them, as you can see, is supposed to be battle damage, the other one is just a plain figure, or whatever. But got into the anime at the time, thought it was a cool anime, saw the figures, and said, hey, why not just go ahead and get a small collection off of that. These are my Jakks Pacific, DBZ figures. And these are also, at the time they were imported, but they did re-release them over here. But these figures had a huge amount of points of articulation. And also, you can came with different types of hands and heads, so you could switch them off. And so like this one, you can take his head off and you can put a different character's head on there, and boom, there you go. So let's see, I got Bullseye right here, Prince of Persia, and some more DBZ figures. Okay, and then this right here. Got a tumbler, that was a pretty cool vehicle. Was given as a gift a long time ago. Still kept up to it. My son enjoys it. It's his now, so there you go. And I'm just going to move over here right quick to my extremely large figures. That is I forget how tall this Spider-Man is. This is like the biggest figure that I own, or I should say my son now. And that has about over 128 points of articulation on it. Then I have a old classic Undertaker. That's pretty cool, whatever. Then I have a Marvel's Legends both Iron Man and Venom. Huge characters and stuff. I should have gotten the Wolverine, the Cap, and the Punisher. But at some point in time, I kind of just stopped buying the toys just simply because, it was costly money-wise, and then I started, of course, getting back into gaming, buying more video games. So I just kind of stopped buying the action figures altogether. Move this over here right quick, and got a Eagle Ryu jumping off right there. It's pretty cool. Get the pose and everything. So, just pretty much, I do have a couple more boxes which contains a lot of Spawn characters because I love Todd McFarlane's artwork, and I love the artwork his art reflected on the action figures also. They really popped out. Of course, I'm a huge Marvel fan always, and I love the action figures that they bring out. But I think Todd McFarlane has like some of the best action figures ever in terms of detail and articulation and stuff like that, and poses. So I do have like a lot of Spawn figures, Predator figures, you know, things like that. So hopefully I can get to those soon and post that up. One of the figures you didn't see on this, and you know, like I said, I got a couple of Sabretooths right here. The Age of Apocalypse, the old school 90s Sabretooth. Got the brown suit Wolverine next to it. No mask Wolverine. Doctor Strange. But like I said, I also have a Storm, and unfortunately I don't have her with me right now. I think the reason was I didn't want to have my son get to her because that's just like one of my favorite figures, and I didn't want him to tear her apart. So, but for the most part, that's it. You know, it looks kind of small right now. Like I said, this is probably like maybe half of what I have, and everything else is boxed up simply because there's just too many smaller pieces, and you know, points and stuff coming off these figures that I don't want my son to get to, and I don't, you know, even though I have a hospital across the street, don't feel like really making the trip. So just want to keep that boxed up until he's old enough to go ahead and handle those figures also. So well, there you go. Oh wow, 11 minutes. Hopefully you guys can watch this and enjoy it. So thank you.